One of the most asked questions that I see when people begin making their first digital scrapbooking papers is, why is my file so large? So this tutorial is going to cover how to save your file. I have here a simple parchment paper that I've made, and we're going to do a save as, and then I'm going to choose JPEG, and I'm going to want to change my name, Hummy Mom Paper 1 or something. Mom would be the name of my kit, something like that. I'm going to hit save, and when the next pop-up box comes up, I've got too much stuff running on my computer, it's taking a while. This is the important part to change, and you have to get it just right for your papers. You will recall that when you make a layout, you do want to save it with a quality of 12, that is, having this slider all the way over. And I'm going to save this as a 12 right now, just to show you the differences in the papers that we can have. Goodness, this is slow. And so when we go into the folder where it was saved as, and we hover over it, you can see it's 3,600 by 3,600 dimensions, which is a 12 by 12 paper. That's how you can easily tell whether somebody's you've downloaded a 12 by 12 paper or not. And you can see that it is 1.19 megabytes. That's fine. For this paper, this particular paper, I would leave it saved at 12 by 12. You want to get that as a goal, the size of 5 or 6 megabytes. 7 might be okay, but you want to get it down in that range somewhere. And so if you save it at 12 megabytes and it is, or if you save it at quality of 12 and this file is, let's say, really large, sometimes I've seen them like 30 megabytes, you're going to want to drop down that quality. And so we're going to do that again. Save as, and name this a B so we can see it here. And then in that pop-up, when it comes up, move the slider down. You can move it, if it only needs to be reduced a little bit, you can move it to 11, or 10 is a common one that I see and I use a lot. I would not go any lower than 8, because what this is doing, it is compressing the file, and the more that you compress the file, the less of a quality that file will be. And so you want to get this just right. And sometimes I do have to save my papers more than once. So I'm going to do this at 10 just for the sake of our example. And before we go look at what it did, I want to mention what increases the size of the paper is having more layers. So the more layers you have, let's say I had all of these, and we're going to be making a pretty funky looking paper right now. And just so we can go look at the sizes, and I'm going to do a save as again. I'm going to make this one say C, so when we go look at the sizes we'll be able to tell. And I'm going to do a save as, oh goodness, I guess I should have restarted my computer before making this video. These are those dull moments where you don't know anything to talk about in the video. Hang with me, hang with me. My computer is getting there. There we go. And I'm going to go ahead and save this with the full 12, just so that we can see what a difference having more layers makes. And there it went. So now we've got 2 more papers in here. Let's look at this one. Remember, we saved it with an A10, I believe it was, on quality. So you can see its size is even less than 1 megabyte because it says KB. It's now 458 KB. It's less than a half of a megabyte. So you can see changing that slider does reduce the size. And so if you need to do that, if your file is very large, you can do that. Of course, with this one, I would leave it because it only had 2 layers, and that made such a small file. Let's take a peek at this one. You can see when I had all of the layers selected, it is a larger file. It's not as large as I thought it would be. It is 2.22 megabytes as opposed to this 1.9 megabytes. So over time, you'll kind of get a feel for what makes the files larger, and how, I think even having other things such as adjustment layers and things like that really will make your file larger. And so just take a moment after you save it to just hover over it and check to see if you need to resave it and save it as something lower. And over time you'll learn to be able to how to check for that, to check for the size. It's just as simple as that. And I hope you have learned a lot with this little lesson.